Great to see you. I can't say a whole lot extra because they only gave me 8 minutes. And as a preacher, it usually takes me about 8 minutes to clear my throat, so I got to get right into this. Let me first express my gratitude to God, my gratitude to my wife, Gloria, who sends her regrets for not being able to be here tonight, to my dear friends and fellow change agents, Gerald and Kate Chertavian. Yeah, go ahead, applaud. They deserve it. The deeply committed board members and staff, the wonderfully supportive family members and friends who are here today, and most importantly, to you, this amazing class of Year Up graduates. Addressing you today is a special blessing for me because it was my privilege to address the first graduating class of Year Up on June 20, 2002, as the chairman of the Boston Foundation, one of Year Up's supporters. Who knew that work started by Gerald and Kate and a small band of dedicated board and staff in a downtown crossing loft would become the Year Up we know today? The Year Up that over the next 12 months will serve 4,000 young adults across this country. The Year Up that has helped almost 22,000 young adults make a different life for themselves. The Year Up, whose impact on earnings for its graduates are larger than any other workforce development organization that's been rigorously evaluated. It's amazing. Yet on the other hand, Year Up is where it is, and you are where you are for reasons that are very similar. It has something to do with 3 Latin words I learned during my junior year of high school in the works of Plutarch, a first-century Greek historian, biographer, and essayist. Those 3 words were weni, weedy, weeky. Everybody repeat after me. Weni, weedy, weeky. It's a famous Latin sentence. It was written by Julius Caesar in 47 BC. It means, I came, I saw, I conquered. And it's thought to be the, oh no, I know why you know it, but I'm going to come to that in a minute. It's thought to be the full text of his message to the Roman Senate as he described the military victory. But he could have hardly imagined that these words would still be around more than 2,000 years after he uttered them. Those words turned up on the television show Doug from Nickelodeon, where it was used as a magic chant. They're in the movie Ghostbusters, the popular British science fiction television series Doctor Who. They're in Handel's opera, Julio Cesare and Egitto, the title song of the musical Maine, the title of the Hives album, Veni Vidi Vicious, the song Minotaur by the Australian band The Drones, and it's the title of a song recorded by the French pop singer Alice. Even Jay-Z, the rapper and hip-hop mogul, uses the word in encore when he says, I came, I saw, I conquered, from record sales to sold-out concerts. This is a phrase with legs and the ability to inspire all kinds of people, but it inspires me today to think about what it is that you have done and what you will have to do in the years to come. And the phrase is simply this: you came, you stayed, you conquered. Now, you came. How many of you were nagged by a family member or friend to come to Year Up? Tell the truth, raise your hand. There you go, all right. There were people who played a role in your decision to come to Year Up. Maybe your parents, maybe a friend, somebody who really stayed on you. I know that your mentors and your instructors, your supervisors have been there for you as instructors and models and disciplinaries and encouragers day in and day out. But it's also true that you had to get up every morning, travel by foot or transportation to classes and work, and you came. You accepted the challenge and you kept coming. Somebody said that 90% of life is just showing up. And the longer I live, the more truth I find in that statement. Now, just being there isn't enough, but the truth is that other things, development things, learning things, resilience things, connecting things, good things, can't happen until you've decided that you will come and keep coming. You made that decision, and that's part of why you are here tonight. You not only came, but you stayed, and you stayed engaged. You did your work, you accepted the support of others, you went home, you did some more work, you finished your projects, you built your networks. You resisted the friends or even maybe family members who said you were crazy to be working this hard. It don't take all that. You gave up weekends, you gave up holidays, and who knows what else. You did it, and you found out that often the difference between being ordinary and extraordinary is not so much a matter of talent and intellect, but about exercising the discipline to set the time, make the time, and seize the time. You're what Albert Einstein was talking about when he said, it's not that I'm so smart, it's just that I study and I stay with the problems I'm trying to solve longer. You've learned and you put into practice what a good friend of mine, John Hudson, was talking about when he wrote in the column, at the heart of nearly every successful human life is this power to be persistent, to keep on going while others fall by the wayside, to hang in, to hang on while others let go, to push through all the obstacles that life will always put in your way. We soar in this life by taking the task which lies ahead just one step at a time. And when the stumble comes, and it will, and when the road is bumpy, and it is, and when all we want to do is turn back, and we'll want to, perseverance pushes us to keep at it. And we never, ever give up. You stayed with it. And because you came and you stayed with it, and with the support of many who believe in you, you conquered exams and interviews and deadlines. You are Year Up graduates, and we can't tell you how proud we are of you. So what you've done over this past year, you've got to continue to do in the years to come. You got to keep coming to the places where you'll be challenged, where your skills will be developed, where you will feel at times as though you are in over your head. And then you got to stay with it. Stay on top of it. Stay in touch with your Year Up family and that posse of people around you who see your possibilities and support you. You got to stay with it, and time again, you'll find that you will have conquered another territory in your life's journey. Now, I'm not trying to paint a rosy picture, because you will have setbacks. The kind of bad breaks and almost crushing disappointments that a friend of mine witnessed on his television screen a number of years ago. It was the singing of the national anthem at the beginning of a basketball game in a massive arena. You know the Star-Spangled Banner, that song whose words so many of us mangle and whose music can be a singer's nightmare. This being New York, in this case, the latest young child star of a Broadway play had been asked to sing the song. She stepped out into the spotlight, the music began, she started the song flawlessly. Oh, say can you see? I'm not going to sing it, I don't want to empty the place out. By the dawn's early light, what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming. And then she, as all of us have done, forgot the lyrics. The only difference was that she forgot it in front of thousands of people. The music restarted, she tried again, but this time, because she was so nervous, she found it hard to get even as far as the first time before her mind went blank. Her eyes filled with tears, she fled off of the arena floor, trying to find a dark corner where she could hide her shame and her embarrassment. As she made her way off the court, people not knowing what to say or do got out of her way, and for a brief time she was all alone, sitting by herself. And then a remarkable thing happened. One of the referees came over, stooped down next to this young girl, and began talking to her. Again and again, she shook her head, and it was clear that he was trying to convince her to hang in there and try again. It took a while, but finally she tentatively nodded her head, and hand in hand, they walked back to the same place where she had failed before. The spotlight came on, the music began, and the ref stepped out of the spotlight. That young girl began to sing with an obvious hesitation, but also a growing confidence. And just before she came to the place where she had tripped up the last time, the ref leaned toward her and whispered the words in her ear. She sang those words, she sang that song, and the crowd applauded, not simply because of her beautiful singing, but because of the story of grace and courage they had witnessed. If your life is in any way like mine, you graduates are the recipients of that kind of grace. You've achieved some wonderful things, not the least of which is coming to this point of graduation. But along the way, you've had some stumbling blocks to surmount, some failures to overcome, some deficits to fix, and some assets to develop. And along the way, you've had parents and siblings, friends and teachers, colleagues and coaches, and even maybe a stranger or two who've gently told you to hang in there and keep trying. You've had some person or some people in your life who've leaned in and whispered the words to your song, your dream, your calling, when you were finding it hard to remember the words. So even when you feel like quitting, keep coming and stay with it. Because you are the living proof that hope and perseverance and excellence can be found in places where society might not look first. You are the proof that young people are not society's problems, they are society's solutions. You are a privileged cadre who have stopped cursing the darkness, and you've chosen to allow new light to shine through you. You're no longer the bearer of bad news, but rather what I would call drum majors for opportunity and possibility. And when difficult days come, never forget that you came, you stayed, and you conquered. And so congratulations for a job well done. You finished your course, you kept the faith, you're about to receive your reward. I'm just asking you to keep singing, keep soaring, keep lifting while you climb, keep focused, keep disciplined, keep being and becoming the women and men of courage you've shown yourselves to be. And so, we're all looking forward to the life of success that you're constructing right now. God bless you.